Okay, this is talking about Jehovah and Satan and everything, part 2. Okay, as I was saying, if you don't like the word Lucifer, then say the Creator's best friend. I don't care, they don't really have names like that, but whatever. The actual being, the energy that goes to the being called Satan, it's as strong as the energy going to Jehovah. So, and a lot of that is fear-based. So a lot of people who believe in Jehovah are very afraid of Satan, so they send a lot of fear energy to Satan, which really has made him a very strong energetically in the 4D dimensional plane. But he absolutely is real too, and he's pretty much as creepy as you think he would be, because I ran over and talked to him a little bit too. And of course, everything that people think of as working with Satan, the demons, and all the different kinds, then absolutely they are there. And they've been sin energy and created with that energy, and entities came and decided to play that role, and they're playing that role in the game of this creation as well. Now, and they're over on the far other side of service to self. So they're definitely involved with that 4D aspect of the game. Now, of course, they're not the only entities that are there, but they're the ones that are more relevant to people who speak English, and I speak English, so that's where I am with that. But there are a lot of other gods and goddesses who have been sent energy and created enough that entities could come in and play that role, and they're in 4D as well. Now, none of these entities are, all of them can be worshipped if that's what you want to do, absolutely. But from a 5D perspective, they're just part of the 4D game. That's all. And neither side are worthy of worship or fear unless you choose to do so, which you have every right to do that and play that game if you want to. But for 5D people going to 5D, that's all they are. And I will continue to say the easiest way, you have to use your gut instincts here, but a good way, that's an easy way of telling whether or not any being, whether it's alien or esoteric in some way, or a teacher or whoever, a good way of telling who they are, whether or not they're going to, if they're a teacher helping you to get to 5D, or they're going to teach you how to stay in 4D, then is to simply say, do they need your help? Have they given you do they tell you that you can do this on your own, that you don't need anybody's help? You are a creator God playing a game. You are playing a game in amnesia. That was part of what came into play while this thing was created, and somebody spoke up and said, well, what would happen if, or why don't we try this? And the part of 3D Earth is, can a creator God completely forget who they are, go down and have the experience of 3D Earth with all of these vibrational options, and can they, or will they, or let's give it a try of going back to source. Now, the difference is, I want y'all to be real clear on this, that this is not like Earth. This isn't school. You don't have to graduate and get over things, and the whole karma thing, that's a whole, all those religions, they also have created their entities, and there is no karmic as in, okay, in this life you were a bad person, so you have to come back and experience it for yourself to get out of it. or whatever, all these things that people say. Now, if you believe it, that's exactly what will happen, but it doesn't have to be that way. And there are entities that come in at, say, 60 and go down to 40 and then go, okay, I'm done, and they leave. And they may go up and down. They may be at like 8D and play an 8D and then say, okay, I'm done. Or they may be here right at the beginning of the game, very, very soon after the creator came up with this idea, and they may have been here all along, which is a huge amount of human time. And ultimately on the Earth game, somebody came up with, well, okay, if we forget who we are, we go all the way down, and then we come up, let's see, because 4D is a huge area. So somebody said, well, let's try to just kind of zoom, because you can't really jump, but you can zoom through 4D to get to 5D. And that's why I came, is to help the people that are playing that game, that want to kind of do the 3D thing, and then zoom through 4D, not looking to the right, to the left, not playing with any of the toys, not going through the stages that are like human growing up or learning something or getting from here to there. All that stuff is to kind of ignore that aspect and go zooming through to 5D. And there are humans that are playing that game, and those are the ones I'm talking to here. For those that don't want to zoom through 4D, that want to get every bit of the coming back up process, as they did the going down process, and they like that whole game, that part of the game, then you're not going to want to go to 5D. And most of what I have to say is probably going to rub you the wrong way. It's going to annoy you very much. So you don't need to do the 5D game. There's no reason why you need to do the 5D game. If it doesn't feel good to you, if it doesn't feel right to you, if listening to me feels wrong, then stop listening to me. I'm not the person. You need to go listen to the things that feel right to you, make you feel better and happier, because there's nothing wrong with any of the games. All of the games are good. They may feel bad at times, they may look bad through other people's eyes, but they really are all good. They're all experienced, they all create fantastic, beautiful, vibratory. They look beautiful, they would look beautiful if you could see them through your eyes, and from experience standpoint, they are all good. They're going to be very, very helpful and exciting for those who lock in on the vibrations and experience what you've experienced. So they're all good. Okay? So did I cover all of that? I think I did. How it was created. Now if you back all the way up, like I said, all the way out, and you look around outside of what the creator of this game created, then what you would see is you would see, like you see in the star. Well, just look at it like you see in the stars. There would be that and beyond of other creations like this creation that are built on things that I couldn't even explain to you, because the concepts are not here. I wouldn't even know how to begin. But there's all different kinds of other things that people thought, well, why do we do this? And you've done it many times, and you've built things this big, and other creators have come and played with you doing it. So this is just one life in one creation, in options that are just huge options. It's so big. So that's looking at the creation from the outside in. So if y'all have any questions, and I know you probably will, so just comment below or email me, whichever, and I will try to answer them as best I can and as simply as I can. But I will remind you again, it is a lot more complex than what I've described, but that's a very simple way of explaining those basic entities that a lot of people have questions about because of the belief systems that have been put into place over the last, say, 1,000 years. So it's understandable you'd have questions about that. Okay? So, yeah, there's that. All right, guys. Huge hugs all around. And you know I love you all. I'll see you later. Bye.